Hello, Bitcoin holders. And as we look at blood in the streets and what we're going to do with our cryptocurrencies and what we're going to do as the bears and the bulls sort of fight out in the next little while, those of us who plan to hodl are looking at how can we best stake and earn some kind of passive income on our, in particular, our cryptocurrency assets, but most importantly, our Bitcoin. And today I'm going to go through my thesis, which is that the probable winner of the CRV wars, which are currently underway, which you've all heard so much about, is likely to be Badger DAO. So that's the Badger Decentralized Autonomous Organization. The first thing to talk about, though, is that this video is really for people who plan to hold. This is not about those who want to panic sell or just simply get out and then try to buy in at a lower price. This is for people who plan to hodl throughout and probably dollar cost average continuously as you go through. Most importantly, though, if you are going to hodl, then the key thing is to invest your crypto. And the kind of crypto I'm talking about today is really just Bitcoin. So again, if you're a holder and you're planning to hold your Bitcoin, then this video is for you. And importantly, it's linked to Badger in particular, Badger DAO, but importantly, their key sort of flagship product, which is their interest-bearing Bitcoin, so the IBBTC. The IBBTC is the pool that they currently run or have on convex curve, and in particular, that's where they seek to allocate the types of funds they've had, and in particular, their voting power. Notably, for the staking in the bear market and the bull market, there's a number of different things that Badger have to offer. We'll go through those in subsequent videos. Importantly, though, what they do in terms of allocating their rewards to the interest-bearing Bitcoin, sort of yield area or vault is important, and how they're planning to win the CRV wars. On other videos, though, we'll go through the community and the non-fungible tokens, some really cool stuff there in terms of how it boosts your yield. We'll talk about the Badger Boost itself, and so how having those governance tokens actually builds into your rewards, but as well as your voting power within that community. And then finally, in another video, we'll go through understanding the hack that happened a little while ago. So one of the reasons that the Badger price is so great at the moment is because of that hack that happened a short time ago, which you've probably seen throughout the news. Today's video, though, is going to focus on my thesis, which is, again, that Badger DAO is the place that is likely to win the CVX wars and therefore have the best yield for those who are looking to have stake their Bitcoin throughout a potential bull bear market. The first thing to realize is then you can see this when you go onto the Badger DAO app, so just badger.app. You'll note that there's 1.233 million convex tokens currently locked. Now, that represents a significant portion of what's of what's out there. Importantly, though, for this particular portion, is that it's something that's had and that Badger DAO has had locked in for a number of months now, and importantly, has been providing exit liquidity to as well. So people who want to get in and get out of this particular vault are able to do so because they've really set it up properly and identified early on that they want to be heavily involved and to really win these CRV wars through the locking votes on CVX. Now, I want to talk through that a little bit more in terms of what we can expect from them. And importantly, the first piece to notice is what you see here on this little bonus cutout from Twitter, from Spatterboom, who's one of the key guys within Badger DAO itself. If you think that was the Badger's best foot forward in the curve wars, think again, we're cooking something. So keep that in your mind now as we go through a couple of other aspects here. The first is, one of the reasons you haven't heard much about Badger DAO lately is because of the lack of Badger DAO trending over the last little while as we see these curve wars sort of heat up. So in the last 7 days, there's been no additional purchases, in particular from Badger DAO, and only rather small purchases once again over the last 30 days. And this is more like normal churn for Badger. The point there is, though, that people forget Badger DAO is number 2 currently. And prior to these recent purchases by Frax and some other recent purchases by Redacted, really Badger was number 1 by a significant margin. Badger losing that title to Frax is something that's happened sort of in the last little while. And what's clear is that if you look at this particular chart, which is the trend comparison over time, from back here in September, you see Badger DAO start to really lean into the curve wars and to have a dominating position right throughout. It's only sort of these recent newcomers to the game that the war is once again heating up, and you've had Frax only just take over. But it's not so easy to unseat a Badger, not a fighter like a Badger. So, and this is one of those things where we can expect that even though Badger's currently sitting at that 16.2%, we can expect significant moves to occur in the near future from Badger, basically to lock in that liquidity, either be that through, lock in those voting tokens, be that either through bribes or accumulating in additional assets themselves. We'll see, but we can expect a number of very clever moves from Badger, who were one of the first to get into this in the first place. So it's important to remember these guys were early leaders. They identified this early, and then also the kind of guys who are going to be able to provide the best possible options moving forward. If you go to the website itself now, this is the Badger DAO app, you'll notice the TVL sits at just under $1 billion, with the Badger DAO price currently sitting at $12.68. You buy the governance token here to have a better boost and a better understanding of what's going on. But importantly, within the vaults themselves, you'll notice a couple of the key items here. The first one is this is the vault that you're expecting a lot of the rewards to come into. So this is the interest-bearing Bitcoin and the CRVS BTC liquidity pairing. So again, if you want to stake your Bitcoin in particular, this is at the moment in particular the place to do it as they seek to further bootstrap their liquidity. As you move further down, you'll notice these two vaults here. So the vote-locked CVX on Curve and then the vote-locked CVX on Convex itself. This is the one that's currently looking at a 31.8% APR. So a very high APR at 31.8. This is one of the best possible options you can receive at the moment in terms of what you're actually going to get in terms of rewards for allocating your CVX. Same again here with this 15.8, but you'll notice there's additional fees that are accumulated for that. The rest of the pools that exist down here are really, once again, so this is a very high pool here in terms of the CVX CRV helper. The rest of the pools now, you'll notice are really decreasing in their validity, in their yields. And that's because Badger has gone all in on Bitcoin to really get back to their initials. So all in on this interest-bearing Bitcoin, and then all in on winning the CVX or the Curve wars. So I really expect a lot to come out of Badger in the near future. And if I had to put my money on it, and I have, it would be on Badger DAO being the ones to succeed in terms of this CVX war as it moves forward. To that end, in the future, I'll be looking to go through Badger DAO in more detail. I'm getting more and more involved with Badger DAO, and I want to continue to explore what they have to offer and to fully understand who they are as a community, but also as a group. So if you found this video of some use and you'd like to see more of the content, please like the video and subscribe to see more content. And I'll fix up my own spelling there. And then if you've got any questions or anything you'd like to go through, then please let me know. Lots of great guys on YouTube will provide great options for stuff to have a look in here. I would recommend Justin Bram as well, who provides a lot of great stuff on DeFi. So once again, thanks very much for your time.